సార్ ఇప్పుడు తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్రం ఏర్పడిన తర్వాత మీరు ప్రొఫెసర్ జయశంకర్ స్టేట్ అగ్రికల్చర్ యూనివర్సిటీకి వైస్ ఛాన్సలర్గా అయ్యారు. సో మీరు వైస్ ఛాన్సలర్గా ఉన్న పీరియడ్లో మీరు యూనివర్సిటీలో చేసినటువంటి రిఫార్మ్స్ ఏంటి, అక్కడ జరిగినటువంటి అభివృద్ధి కార్యక్రమాలు ఏంటి, మీరు తెలంగాణ సమాజానికి కానీ రైతులకు కానీ అదేవిధంగా స్టేక్ హోల్డర్స్ కానీ మీరు తెచ్చినటువంటి మార్పులు వాటి వివరాలు తెలియజేయండి సార్.
Any university has a framework. All the universities in the country were established on a land grant pattern. That was the best model at that point of time. For the present conditions, in my opinion, that model is sold out. It is not suitable at all as on today. You need a new business model basically. This I learned because of my exposure. Because I worked for several years in Israel and since I toured several countries, I had this exposure. That means field information, field feedback, meeting diverse people, interacting with renowned scientists worldwide. Since I worked in public sector, I worked in private sector, I worked in Department of Agriculture, Horticulture here. So all the academic institutions, private industries, agro industries and as well as the agriculture department. Since I worked there, I had a full round of exposure. So I felt that the agricultural university model which we inherited from the previous Acharya Engineering Agricultural University, basically it was a new university.
Yes, sir.
People think that it was renamed. No, it was not renamed. What has happened after bifurcation, each state agricultural university is formed by an act of state legislation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, when Acharya Engineering Agricultural University, which was formed by an act of state legislature of Andhra Pradesh.
Okay.
So, since what AP Reorganization Act says is that after bifurcation, whatever institutions that are located in the successor states belong to them.
Okay.
Say for example, Horticultural University and Veterinary University were in
Andhra Pradesh.
successor state of Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
So they automatically went to them. The physical infrastructure, everything went to them.
Okay.
So they have established a new office in say what you call Andhra Pradesh, and then they started operating from there.
Okay.
So now what has happened? This state received some research stations, one or two. Two colleges, three agricultural colleges and one technology college, and people here, it had no head.
Yes, sir.
So we passed an act in Telangana State Assembly and then we formed a university known as Professor Jason. I had an opportunity. Why I am telling this is, I had an opportunity. There are three ways to build an university. One is, you start with everything new.
Yes, sir.
The only constant will be budget.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You can mold as you wish.
yes, sir.
Another one is, you pick up some good playing university, functioning university, and build it to a world class.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is one option. Another one is, you inherit something, you have to build that university.
Yes, sir.
But you have a challenge here, because you get the same staff with the thinking thought process that previous university had. You had some little infrastructure and so on and so forth, not to your liking.
Yes, sir.
Not to standards, I would say. Don't say personal liking, but not to world class standards,
Yes,
what I feel. So that was the situation when I took over. So I felt that I should mold it into the present day conditions, to suit the present day conditions. How it can address the students' needs, how it can address the farmers' needs, how it can address the policy needs. So these are the different things. Okay, so I have to address the policy, I have to address the farmers' needs, I have to address the students' needs. Students' needs in the sense employability, say skills and all this. So looking at that, to mold it into that shape, you need a framework. So the framework consists of three segments. One is attracting talent. Talent in terms of faculty, talent in terms of students. So if you want to attract a good professor, then you need physical infrastructure and lab infrastructure.
Yes, sir.
So seeing that professor, student will come. Then a critical mass of concentration of talented faculty and talented staff takes place. So they are interconnected. Okay. So when you have a talented faculty, talented students, then your graduate competencies are high.
Yes, sir.
So when you have a talented teacher and talented researcher, then your research output is high. So research output, talented
Faculty.
top class professors, talented students will increase your employability.
అంతే కదా సార్.
So the employer, our graduates, when they join an employer, their labor productivity will be high because he has higher competencies. So it's a mix of these things. Then in this another component with the present day conditions is internationalization. How to attract the international students, how to attract the international faculty.
ఎస్ సార్.
Okay, so what models you have? So this is one component which I have put lot of emphasis. Then the second one is to generate funds. Today if you look at all the universities in the country, their only funding is, I am not talking of private, I am talking of public universities.
పబ్లిక్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్.
They look at only public funding, state government or central government. They don't look at other options that are available. So you have sponsored projects, you have consultancy, you have endowments fund from alumni, contributions from alumni, then public funding. If you look at US universities today, the funding varies from 12 to 13% to maximum is 67% from the public funding. That means the earlier universities, established old universities, we get hardly 10% or 15% from public funding. The remaining entire thing is they generate for tuition fees. Another one is tuition fees. Tuition fees, consultancy fees, sponsored projects, alumni funding, endowments, so on and so forth. So these are the main sources of funding which you have to generate. This is one we have put concentration on that. Then the next one is governance. Governance is also very, very important. Governance involves autonomy, governance involves structure, regulating structure you have. Say what is the staffing pattern. Say for example, you get X amount of money. Internal decision making plays a very, very important role. How you allocate that fund has a lot of significance. People don't put any mind there. So you have to allocate that funding where you have the highest productivity. Okay. Not just like that you distribute among all the people. That will not work. So if you are having a staffing pattern, so staffing pattern, positioning, specialization plays a very important role. Similarly, courses. What type of courses, what is their curriculum, how many students you are admitting plays a very important role. Okay, so financial regulations, staffing autonomy, financial autonomy and allocation, governance structures, say what you call academic autonomy, all these play a very important role. So I was visualizing the university in this big picture. Okay, and collaborations. Not only industry academia collaborations, but collaborations between international institutes, specialized centers, collaborations with startups. The culture was just coming up at that point of time. Okay, so how to build this ecosystem in the university was the key challenge before me. So I was weak. So okay, many people were not even understanding what I was looking at that big picture. Many were not even they were thinking that I am talking theoretical, this, that. Okay, fine. But automatically when we start implementing them, results will come. That was the thing. And that's how what we started is, we have completely changed the research agenda. It should be problem solving. It should be helpful to us. So the first example I will give you. At that time, Samba Masuri was ruling the state, which is of 155 duration. Fantastic variety. There is no doubt about it in terms of quality, in terms of yield, no doubt about it. But the only problem with that was, it was of 155 duration, it doesn't fit our conditions.
Okay.
It eats away into 2 seasons.
Because of lengthy duration.
Because of lengthy duration. I still remember as a child, I know, because I come from a farming family, we were knowing about Tellahamsa, which was of about 120 days duration, Sureka, which was of 120 days duration, IR64, which was of 120 days duration. Fantastic varieties. Why they disappeared, I didn't know. But this was the ruling variety. So what we said that we should get a variety which replaces this one. So we had a mission mode research agenda to develop these varieties, and within 3 years we have come up with a new variety, 3 new varieties, Telangana Sona. Intentionally we have put that name, Telangana Sona. Kunaram Sannalu, because it has come from Kunaram research station, we said Kunaram Sannalu. Like that we have released 3 varieties which in terms of quality are as good as Samba Masuri with 5 to 10% higher yield, but 1 month's less duration.
ఓకే.
So 1 month's less duration means
125 days.
125 days, and what you have in nursery 3 weeks, 21 days, you are left with 100 days. In 100 days you need not give 15 days irrigation and during the last, so your crop is just 2.5 months in the field. We did not do any extension, let me be very honest, very less extension we have done, but it was caught like a wildfire, everybody has accepted.
సో మీ మేజర్ కంట్రిబ్యూషన్ టు తెలంగాణ సొసైటీ, పర్టికులర్లీ నేను కొన్ని విషయాలు తెలుసుకుంది ఏంటంటే సార్, ఇంటర్న్షిప్ విషయంలో కానీ ఇంక్యుబేషన్స్ విషయంలో కానీ, సో మీరు బేసిక్ ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ లైక్ హాస్టల్స్ లేకపోతే అమ్యూనిటీస్ వీటన్నిటిలో కూడా
I am coming to that. This is one. This is with the research agenda. I have given one example. Then in teaching also, we wanted to uplift the students. So what we did is, we were the first university to adopt the new curriculum. Straight away we adopted. Then we concentrated on increasing the student strength, but we had a problem. So we cannot increase like that the student strength. When we start a new course also, there is, people don't look at this. If I am starting a new course, then I should be clear after his graduation which is that PG course he will join, which is that PhD course he will join.
ఎవ్రీథింగ్ వీ హ్యావ్.
So after PhD course, which is the department he will join.
ఓకే.
If I introduce a course, he does MSc PhD, but if he has no department, then he will ask me, why you have given this degree? So I should see him, so much the entire academic path I have to see. So like that we have put lot of interest in the minute things, and so we started now expanding. So for that, funds generation was also a constraint. So we have started, say what you call, there was a big resistance for it, but we convinced the government, and then we started self-financing BSC Agriculture, a major reform. Then we, to increase the capacities of the staff, we have given to them, every staff member can go once in 2 years abroad to attend any international conference. Every year national conference, one national conference. Locally, any number he can attend. That entire expenditure will be borne by the university. We have sent dozens to the say conferences abroad in different disciplines. Then we said that any teacher publishing paper in high impact journals, we will give him 5,000 rupees.
ఓకే.
If my 540 faculty members publish 540 papers in high impact journals, 540 members will get.
ఓకే సార్.
We introduced awards to farmers. We introduced different awards to staff, incentivizing them. Then say what you call, we brought accountability. Okay. Then say to innovation and entrepreneurship was the key thing. Then we started AgriHub. It is first of its kind model in the country, in hubs and spokes model. Even today there is no other innovation hub in the country which is in hubs and spokes model.
ఓకే.
Okay, so you have a hub in Hyderabad, then you have 3 spokes in Warangal, Jagityal and Tandur.
ఓకే.
Jagityal one recently they inaugurated, they called me, I went there, the spokes. So the one here will attract the students, the spokes will attract women entrepreneurs, farmers.
ఓకే.
And students there. Then another thing what we have done is, we have 3 agroclimatic zones. So we have 3 regional stations. So in these 3 regional stations, we have made it a hub. We started a college there, we started a KVK there, we started a polytechnic there, and we started, say what you call, even nobody knows that agricultural universities can also get funding from central. Even we got funding for 1 district, 1 commodity.
Okay.
3 districts.
గ్రేట్.
Jagityal, Warangal, Rangareddy for millets, Jagityal for mango and rice, whereas say Warangal for chilies and pulses. So like that we targeted funding from different sources. As I told the initial model, we wanted to increase the capacities of the staff, incentivizing them, research output increasing, students, and then we started collaborations.
ఓకే.
Collaborations what? Say for example, we have released Telangana Sona.
Okay.
We don't have the wherewithal to market it. Maize, we released varieties. We don't have the wherewithal to market it. So we called 30 private companies. We entered into an MOU with them. We gave them the parents. and in our name they will market it and they will pay the royalty to us.
Great, sir.
It was a China model basically. So like that we were targeting funding and we started new courses like design thinking courses.
Design thinking.
Design thinking means actually once I visited Israel where, and also I remember some other country where I was visiting an automobile company. There I found that children were playing with in the museum. What they are doing basically, child was actually, there was a machine, there he has to give his liking, what type of color car you require,
Okay.
what facilities you require there. So he was typing there. So that feedback that company takes, automobile company, and they design the cars like
Okay.
that. So that means you have to give an opportunity to the students to think, to design his ideas, to think, to validate his ideas, to say what you call, to take them into a project mode, to actually do research on that and come up with a product. So, so we started design thinking courses in AG Hub. So today I am very happy to share with you that we in Agri Hub today about 100 startups are working.
Great, sir.
What is that? Ours was the first university in the country which started research on drones. For 9 crops.
Okay.
We have developed with drones at what height drone should run, fly, at what speed it should fly, okay, what pesticide to use, how much spray volume to use, what concentration to use, okay, what pests can be controlled in 9 crops. And we developed standard operating protocols for that. Central government, Ministry of Agriculture straight away taken these things and released it as a national standard operating protocols for spraying agrochemicals drones. So it is not that one. And every polytechnic today has a building. Every college has a fantastic building. No college in the country has such buildings. Every college has hostels. Every research station has a building. So I think physical infrastructure, lab infrastructure. I had been to Florida.
Okay.
Okay, University of Florida. There I met one of our own alumni, Mailavarap Sambashivarao. Okay, he was heading the soil, water and microbial lab there.
Okay.
Fantastic lab. You will be surprised to hear he has shown me his in the backyard of the lab an area where you have soil samples of farmers 60 years old.
Wow.
Of the same farmer. What is the benefit of that? So they are analyzing his soil every year, so they can know whether he is following good practices, good agriculture practices or bad agriculture practices. Because by that you will know whether soil is getting deteriorated or improving.
Okay.
Okay, so after looking that, I returned back and then I established a central instrumentation lab in our university.
Great, sir.
All the things can be analyzed there. It will, students can indent in advance, we will come at this point of time and work. You have technicians helping them there. We have improved our library. I feel that library meaning changed today. Earlier we used to go to library to see papers, newspapers, books. Today libraries have to go to the stakeholders.
Okay.
So we renamed the library as knowledge management. During my period we were indenting 40 international journals.
Okay.
And unlimited national journals just for say benefit of the students. And we have introduced a system, multi protection system, wherein nothing can be squeezed out of the library.
Okay.
And anybody can access the library from outside.
Super, sir.
Digitally anybody can access the library and see the journals.
Okay.
Online. If you are subscribing to a journal, international journal, you have online copy also that. So through the library given password and all that, we have introduced automatic kiosks.
Okay.
So students need not wait for their turn in line for giving a book and collecting. He can just, he can see in the computer, track that say what you call book is available, straight away he can proceed there,
Okay.
get the book, put it in the kiosk, say what you call, it will give
Like
the
barcode.
bar.
Okay.
So then you'll Koha system we are following. Okay, so there is a library software.
Okay.
It is state of the art lab. So this kiosk I have introduced after visiting NIFTEM. Okay, so like that, wherever I go, the best things we started putting. You have agri hub, you have physical infrastructure, you have lab infrastructure, and the moment I say what you call started working, we have recruited, say what you call, we got the permission for 242 assistant professors, and we recruited 179 assistant professors. Okay, then what we did is we have even recommended to the government that the strength of agriculture officers should be increased. So they have recruited 2,300 agriculture officers. And how? Every 10 people will contain 5 people BS Agriculture, say one from the Polytech, one or two from the Polytechnic, 2 from agriculture engineering. Like that we have put a ratio. We have increased the agriculture extension system with the staffing pattern. University staffing pattern has increased. So physical infrastructure improved, lab infrastructure improved, research output increased, capacities of the teachers have increased, and the university rose. Any new university, it will take several years. Within a span of 2 years, we were in the top 6.
Okay.